have some new book recs for you, and all of these books are already listed in the shop. I emptied a whole section to show you, so bear with me. And also, some of the books that I'm going to show you are some of my favorite books, so some reviews may be a little longer than others. First book that I'm going to show you is A Court of Vampire Queen by Katie Robert. This book has been out for a bit, but a new edition came out, and this is the collector's edition. This book was written for all the Twilight fans that didn't get any smut. She is literally a queen, a vampire, and she is in a polyamorous relationship with 3 dudes who are extremely hot. What else can you ask for? Be ready, because the smut is like 80% of this book. This one is from one of my favorite series. This is the Kingston Lane series, book 1, My Temptation by TL Swan. If you know me, you know that I love her, so it's one of my favorites. This is the story of Juliet and Henley. Juliet's a nurse and Henley is an engineer who owns his own company. They meet at a fundraiser and they have the most amazing one night stand ever. But Henley James has some issues with commitment and he never calls her back. They run into each other a little later and she's with her brother and she pretends that that is her fiance. 3 years go by and she buys the house of her dreams in Kingston Lane. And guess who is her very next door neighbor? Yeah, Henley James. Like everything else, TL Swan, the story is fantastic. It is funny, there's a bunch of banter, and yeah, the smut is sexy as fuck. It is a must read. The next one is My Rules by TL Swan. This is book 2 in the Kingston Lane series. This is the story of Blake and Rebecca, and they also live in Kingston Lane. Blake is Henley's best friend. He's a pediatrician. He lives across the street. Rebecca is recently divorced. She also lives across the street, and she just got out of a relationship with a husband that was cheating on her. Blake has been obsessed with Rebecca for a very long time. He goes from being her friend to being her best friend to even being her wingman. This story is also funny. It is so sexy. The banter is great, and I really want to live in Kingston Lane. Also, if anybody has a child I can borrow to go to this pediatrician, please. I've talked about this book several times, but I'm going to do it again. This is The Midnight Library by Haig. This is the book that changed my life. This story is magical realism. It is about Nora, a woman that is in her 30s, and she has very many regrets in life, so she decides to end her life. When she does, she ends up in the Midnight Library. At the Midnight Library, she's able to pull books from the library, and every single one of the books is her life. If she had done different things, like if she had moved to Australia with her best friend, or if she had continued to sing with her brother in a band that they have, or if she hadn't broken up with her ex-boyfriend, that sort of thing. Every single one of the books that she pulls gives her the opportunity to live the story if she had done or not done certain things in life. This book will literally make you think and rethink all the stupid things in life that you have regretted, and it will help you appreciate your life so much more. I promise you it is a must read. The next book that I have is Desperate Measures by Katie Robert. It has the red sprayed edges, and it also includes character art. I think this guy is so hot. This is a fantasy retelling, and it is loosely based on Aladdin. But instead of Aladdin, this is Jafar who takes Jasmine. He basically claims her as his own after he takes all of her dad's riches and basically his empire. Jasmine is scared, but at the same time, she is very curious about all these things that she's feeling in this sub situation that she has going on with him. She is into consensual, non-consensual, if you know what I mean. At some point, she says, "I'll be good, daddy, I promise." Get it, girl. The next one also has sprayed edges. This is Truly Madly Deeply by LJ Shen. This is kind of like a forbidden love. She falls in love with her best friend's brother. This book is about an FMC that really struggles with self-acceptance. She's a little bit vulnerable, a little bit insecure, and she especially struggles with this when she's opening herself up to love. She just happens to fall in love with Ro, who's a Michelin star chef, and he is very famous. On top of that, he is a grumpy sunshine that you love to love, and he will protect her at all costs. Love him. This is Tessa Bailey's The Opera Affair, and this one is actually signed by Tessa Bailey. This is a hockey romance, make it single dad. So main male character is kind of at the end of his hockey career. He's like in his late 30s, and he's also trying really hard to get along with his 12-year-old daughter. So he has the opportunity to get a nanny that lives in with them. immediately he's extremely attracted to the nanny, but their personalities are so different that they live life in a completely different way. This book will make you giggle, it will make you swoon, because he is just, ugh, amazing. And the smut is perfection. Yes. This is Do Me a Favor by Kathy Yardley. This book is so real in so many ways. Both characters are so likable. They're both finding love when they least expect it. Both characters are actually in their 40s. So it is a bit of a slow burn because there's a lot of character development. We learn a lot about their struggles, about accepting the fact that they're falling in love when they have grown children. Like, she's a widow and she cannot accept the fact that, you know, she's basically starting over in love. Absolutely love it. It is a must read. This is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher, and this copy is actually signed by Lauren. These two characters have literally everything happen to them. From crashing into each other in their cars, to pulling pranks to each other, like really horrible ones, and even getting arrested together. Like, everything happens to them. Every serious shit that you can imagine happens to these two characters. And on top of everything, he is a definition of if he wanted to, he would. Julian and Dahlia, I fucking love these characters. I love this book. This is the reunion by Kayla Olson, and this is a signed copy. There it is, and it comes with a bookmark as well. This book is so Hollywood, it's not even funny. It's basically the reunion of like characters from a sitcom that go into a reunion and they realize that they have always been in love with each other. The entire time I was thinking this is exactly as if Rachel Green had that together with Ross Geller in real life. I loved it. This is Love You, Latke by Amanda Elliot, and this is also a signed copy. This is a Hanukkah romance, enemies to lovers, fake dating, grab the sunshine, only one bed. Like, seriously, what else can I say to convince you? This is such a beautiful Christmas / Hanukkah story. This is Right on Cue by Fallon Ballard, and this is also a signed copy. There you go. Another one that is very Hollywood. Liz is a screenplay writer who used to be an actor. Her career ended when she was very young because she had a kiss on camera with this particular actor. He called it the worst kiss ever, or the worst kiss he's ever had. She was so embarrassed that she never wanted to act again. Years later, she is forced to act on this screenplay that she wrote. She doesn't want to do it, but she ends up taking it. And guess who's the male lead? It's Enemies to Lovers. It is really, really funny. I love this story. Blood Over Brighthaven by Emil Wang with the red sprayed edges. This is Dark Academia. It is a fantasy novel. It is full of mystery, tragedy. A lot of emotions are unpacked in this book. The character development is absolutely fantastic. Honestly, if you love fantasy, this is a piece of art. This is Fortune Silver into Stars by BK. Has the purple sprayed edges. It's a very fun fantasy read with queer and disability rep. It is written in 3-character POV, and you're gonna love the love triangle between the 3 characters. One word, it is addictive. Morgan Is My Name by Sophie Keetch. It's a retelling of Morgan Le Fay. Basically a retelling of Morgan Le Fay's story as a young adult, which has to do a lot about feminism. The story is written in such a powerful, wonderful way. Basically, Morgan lives in a world where women have an education, it's not it. But she has 2 parents that do everything that they can so she can actually have an education. When she grows up, she also finds out that she actually has magical powers, which is also frowned upon. The book is written so well. You're going to be rooting for Morgan the entire time. A tale of feminism, and it is book 1 in a 3-book series. This is Lord of the Wilds by Annalisa Brana, and this is a signed copy. This is the story of Lore, who is a human that is imprisoned in a Fae world where humans are not allowed to be around Fae. She is at one point given an opportunity to work at a library to try to find magic. And when she's given this opportunity, she learns magic to try to save her world. You will love the characters, and the plot twists are chef's kiss. This is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan, and just by this cover, I have to say, love triangle, yes please. This is a story of Bree, who is a thief to try to keep her family afloat. But it comes to a point where her debts are too large and her youngest sister is sold to the Fae. She has to do what she can to get her sister back, and she also finds herself torn between 2 princes. Honestly, she's one lucky bitch. The world building is great. The 2 MMCs are absolutely fucking delicious. Yes, please. This is God of Malice by Rena Kant, and this is the special edition with the red sprayed edges. 3 words, dark fucking romance. Killian, the male main character, is a foul-mouthed motherfucker. He's set in his ways and he will literally make you get on your knees and beg for more. But literally, he will get into your heart and set camp. Like, he's so fucking likable. I hate him. This book is Sex of Wheels and you're gonna love every bit of it. This is Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer L. Armentrout with the blue spread edges. It's fantasy romance, forced proximity, slow burn, but when it burns, oh my gosh, it's so fucking hot. Jennifer has an ease of writing fantasy that is insane to me. You're gonna be hooked from the moment that you start reading this book. You're gonna enjoy the banter, and the tension between the two main characters is delicious. This is Air by Saba Tahir, and it is signed by Saba. The world building in this book is mesmerizing. It is so rich in so many ways, like the storytelling, super painful themes. It is honestly a must-read for anyone that loves fantasy. This is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. I always say that I want to be best friends with Eleanor, and I know that she won't let me, but I will force her to. At 30 years old, she is completely alone, but she is completely fine. She lives in a routine and she doesn't need anything or anyone. She's a little quiet and a little awkward. You're gonna love every single little bit of her. It is realistic fiction about a woman that has gone through a lot in life, and that's why she's found peace in the routine of her life, and she is a real survivor. You're gonna love her. This is Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue, and this is also the collector's edition. This is the story of Ray, who is a very strong female main character. She's a strong woman who is not afraid of who she is. She's going to college, and she's also doing a little bit of paranormal research on the side. And then she meets Leon, who is quite literally a monster in disguise. This is the perfect blend of paranormal romance and horror. The story's gonna keep you on your toes, and at the same time, it's gonna get you so fucking hot. This is Beautifully Cruel by JT Geisinger, and if you know me, I know that I talk about JT all the time. This was our book of the month last month, and I'm never gonna stop talking about this man. This is the book about Liam Black. He is the head of the Irish Mafia. This is a 6'4" man who has the world at his feet, but he is obsessed with Truby, a girl that works in a diner. He's so obsessed that he literally goes to the diner for an entire year just to see her. Truby is extremely likable, and the chemistry between the characters is like anything JT writes. Perfection. The story, the smut, everything is just so fucking good. And there's absolutely nothing in this world that is hotter to me than when a hot man that can have anything in the world is on his knees for you. Yes. Like I said, all those books are already listed in the shop. If there's something that you want and it's not currently available because it's sold out, just shoot me a message and I'll bring one in for you. Bye.